AEW, was sticking with AEW, has lost a lot of backstage staff in the month you were away. So I'm going to read out all of these. Stop me if you want to talk about any of them specifically. But TV post-producer Kevin Sullivan, not the wrestler, but I think he was doing like the video packages and stuff like that.
He ran the video truck, and I work with him in TNA.
Yes, I was going to say, he jumped from TNA.
Very good at his job.
He was fired by co-executive producer Mike Mansouri. Supposedly, this firing was very unpopular with everyone within AEW. Next one is, do you want to speak actually about Kevin Sullivan anymore? Because I don't really think we've got much information about this guy.
No, he's very good. He got with TNA in their early days, and he was at every TV taping, and he ran the cameras, and he didn't necessarily run the truck, but he ran the cameras and the video recording, and he was great because he understood what he tried to get accomplished, and he was good at it. So I don't know, how did he run afoul of the machinery at AEW? What did he run into?
Well, that's the thing. We'd love to know. But he was fired, and Tony Khan did not contest the firing. So clearly somebody didn't like him, and clearly a lot of people really did. So apparently he's ran afoul of somebody high up that had an issue with him for one reason or another. I think he may be the only firing here.
Well, I'll say one thing. Kevin will say what he believes in. I had one run-in with him one time, and I had shot this video, and it was one of these things like, shoot it here, and you get a vision in your mind where it's supposed to go. And I had this end shot to where I wanted it to end like this. He took it out, and it aired with the shot out. So I called him the next day. I said, "Why did you take that out?" He said, "Well, I just didn't feel like that's the way it should go." And I very, very seldom get pissed off. I said, "Are you the goddamn producer?" I said, "You're the director. I'm the producer. And when I wanted it in there for a reason. So the next time," I didn't tell him to go back and put it back in. It's too late. I said, "The next time I sign off on a video that I shot, I want it done just like that. You got it? Oh, I got it. I got it. So he was saying, what he was saying is, you were the shits in producing it. So I produced it better. So, but he didn't. And it wasn't lost, but it didn't get the full effect, I didn't think. So if it had fallen really flat, which it didn't, and they go looking for, whose fault is this? Well, he's going to look at me. He produced it. Then if I go back and say, well, he took the spot out, now we're like back and forth tattletaling on each other. That's not the way it's supposed to be. So if I'd say produce it this way, produce it that way, because you're not responsible for it. You're just responsible for the directing and the production of it.
Next on the list is AEW Vice President of Live
so
Events.
Then,
I'm sorry.
So then I punched him.
I
didn't punch him. Yeah, through the phone. I punched him. Boom. I said, "All right, Kevin, this is it, pal."
That's your one warning.
Good guy though. Always got along with him, except for that one instance.
AEW Vice President of Live Events touring Raphael Morphy, I think that's how you pronounce it, has declined a new contract after accepting a role at the Barclays Center in New York, which is where he's from. So he's done with the traveling. He just wants to settle down and be with his family. That's fair enough. Next.
Another good guy.
Oh, you work with him as well?
I work with him in TNA too.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, when a new company starts, everybody's ever been in wrestling that's out of a job, they're running right to him. "Hey, let me help you. But he is very good. And the booking part of it, yes. He books those event centers, and he's good, really good, and easy to get along with.
Wrestler and backstage producer QT Marshall, 38, also an AEW original, cited company changes behind the scenes as well as a desire to get pushed as a wrestler for leaving AEW. So essentially, he's getting no TV time. He wants to be a more prominent wrestler. He resigned on September the 1st, and then he signed an extension on the basis that he'd get more TV time, and then he got nothing. So, sort of what he was rewarded with by signing an extension is more of the same. Next up is Sean Spears, 42. And I had Tully Blanchard on my other channel, WSI, recently, who was his manager. And managed by Tully Blanchard and feuding with Cody Rhodes, and in the past couple of years found himself in AEW witness protection and forgotten about, essentially. He hasn't wrestled for AEW since September. Now, next, the potentially biggest name on this list, Andrade El Idolo, 34. Charlotte Flair's husband and Rick's son-in-law. He lost to Miro, Rusev, at AEW's final pay-per-view of 2023 World's End. It's expected he'll be back to WWE sooner rather than later. Let's stick with Andrade a little bit here. I don't know how much you've seen of Andrade. He must have seen quite a bit with SmackDown and everything.
A good guy, good worker. As the old timers used to say, he was a good hand in the ring. So what am I talking about?
Do you think he's got what it takes to be sort of like a big impact player back in WWE again? Because, I mean, their roster's really, really stacked at the moment.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what they would base it on. I mean, you could look at certain people like Dirty Dominic. You could tell when he was just still with his dad, there was something about him that if they just got behind him, he could do something. Rhea Ripley was another one. They weren't even together then, but you could just look at her and say there's something to her. She had a vibe about her. So if you're going to push a guy, you got to have a vision that kind of jumps out at you. What can we do with this guy? Instead of giving him some outlandish gimmick or outfit or what can he do that separates him from the next guy on the list? And while he's great in the ring, but unless he's got a good story, and it takes a while to get good stories over, and there's no guarantee they get over, you're rolling the dice. So I think you say his name is Idolo? Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, just Andrade.
Andrade. I think it's a good role, but I don't know if you're gonna hit the jackpot.
Next one is Malachi Black. Now, this is a current rumor that he also wants to leave AEW as well, as his wife Zelina Vega is currently performing with WWE.